Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about florals. I posted a cake a few weeks back and I got a bunch of questions about how I achieved a certain floral look. So that's what I'm going to cover today. When you're buying the florals, when they're, I call them new, but it's like when they don't want to open up, they're like real tight. It's hard to even pull the leaves back. These are not what you want, or you want to buy these in advance. I typically buy mine from Trader Joe's, usually Wednesday or Thursday before the weekend. Now, by buying them in advance, you allow them to bloom naturally. Like I said, I get mine on Wednesday. If you let them just open on their own, they look sort of similar to this. I happen to love this look, and I will sometimes just encourage it a little bit more open, fluff it a little bit, just because I love this natural look of the rose. But that's not what I'm here to show you. Now, when I do get my florals, I like to remove the leaves, unless of course you like that look, go for it. So when I'm flexing the roses, number one, I only use flexed roses when I want my look to be real dramatic, real giving. I don't do this on, like, say, a normal birthday cake unless it's was requested for the cake to be extra, or the client is just extra. Then I will definitely use the flex roses. Also, because the flex roses take up more space, 1 dozen can help me cover about 2 cakes. When the regular way, just them naturally open, I need 1 dozen per cake. So it's more economical this way too. So sometimes if I have the same colors, I'll use 1 dozen to cover 2 cakes for that weekend. So what you do is you want to make sure it's not a rose that's real tight together, because then it will be hard to flex them. What I do is I take each petal and I just bend it over, and I just keep going around that floral. Now, if the floral is um, a little too old, or what I like to call them when they're soft and a little soggy, this is almost impossible to do, because what happens is as you're pulling that petal and flexing it, it is releasing it from the bottom and loosening it up. And sometimes the whole flower will fall apart. That's not what we want, baby. Okay, so I just keep going around, and you can stop whenever you're comfortable with the look of it. It just adds so much little frill to the flower, and it really changes the look of the flower. And I absolutely love these. I leave the longer stem when I do these. Like, I leave it a little longer, because to me they look better when they're kind of staggered. And I'll show you that too. So here is your flexed rose, just so you can have a comparison. Here is your regular rose. And then here is the regular rose opened a little bit. Let me open it a little bit, just to give it a little bit more life, a little bit more volume. As you can see, it opened. It's still not this. So it's 2 completely different looks. It's just what you're going for. So I'm going to flex a few more. I'll show you one more on the video just so you can see it again. Again, I remove the leaves. And if there's an ugly or dead one, I just simply remove it and then keep going. So what I'm doing is I'm taking each petal, kind of having my finger underneath, and letting it fall just like that. You literally just, that's it. The reason I put my finger there is to give it support so that it doesn't just rip, because they will rip easy depending on the type. Now, when it comes to florals, there are a few different kind of roses. They have something at Trader Joe's called the country rose. I absolutely love that rose. It is this huge rose. The center is not like this. It's a little bit different. But I absolutely love them. Those are harder for me to flex than the regular roses. Trader Joe's and other places also have what's called spray roses. It's the smaller, tiny roses. I think I have one to show you. This one, it just fell apart. I get it. Don't judge me. But the spray roses can be flexed too. Like I said, I prefer the more natural look on roses. but it's totally up to you. So I'll be right back. I'll flex a few more and I'll be right back so then we can apply them to the cake. This is how the spray roses comes once they're open. And just like the larger one, you can flex these too. Of course, you're going to be a little bit more delicate because the petals are a lot smaller. But just like it makes a grander appearance on the large one, it does it on the small one as well. It just looks like it adds ruffles to the florals. Okay, so here I am with all my roses flexed, and now I'm going to be applying them to the cake. This is just a regular 3-tier cake that I had from a stacking class, and we're just going to reuse it. So I'm going to turn it to me, and then I'll turn it back because it's hard to do it backwards. So the reason I like to leave the long stems is because when it's a flexed rose like this, to me, in my opinion, it looks better when it's held a little higher and not so much on the cake. Kind of like it's sitting out from the cake. So what I did here was the first one, I had it up and out here, more angled like this. And then this front one, I have it kind of angled to the front. And then I will add some to the top. And I'm gonna kind of do the same thing, have one angled to the front and then one slightly angled up and out, like you see here. If you feel like that is not enough va va voom, you can make one of your stems smaller. And we can add another one here just to add a little bit more oomph into it. So for me, I would stop here unless I had more colors or more florals. I can possibly add one more here. We'll see how it looks. Again, with florals, the placement of florals is everything. So you place it in the wrong position and it doesn't give the same way it would in another position. Okay, yeah, I like this. So here they're kind of bundled up here, but they're still up and out. Here they're a little bit more sporadic, and both of these ways can be used on any cake. Sometimes I like to put them, what I did was I took it out and I'm putting the stick up first, almost like the floral is facing downwards. And that just kind of expands where they're at. Okay, so the bottom one, I didn't really like it where it was positioned. So I tried another position, and what it is directly in the front. I just feel like it gives the same staggered look. Hey guys, so here is the completed look. I will have a fully detailed floral class coming in June. So be on the lookout for that. But while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks.